Hey, what's going on, y'all? Good old friend Jesse Lee here. Another garden update, so let's flip it around and show you what it's all about. We have in here, we have planted spinach, a bunch of spinach. We have also planted butter leaf lettuce and some red seeded Simpson. So I think I planted them a little deep, but you can see there's a couple that are starting to come up, but so they're coming up. It's just gonna take them time. These guys I should have harvested first. These spring onions are way overgrown, but hey, we'll get a lot more chives off of them, and the bottoms they might be a little woody, but we can still use them, so even though they've been growing since spring, yeah, these guys there's nothing wrong with them. You can let them things grow forever. This is my wonderful big pink warthog. It's supposed to be a red warthog, but it's an unstable variety, so it is what it is. But I did open one of these up, and oh my god, guys, it is like literally eating a hot peach. You open it up and you can just smell the fruitiness. Very rarely do you find a hot pepper that has that much fruitiness. So yeah, we got some ripe ones on there. We got some that are starting to turn, and this thing is just loaded with peppers just as far as the eyes can see. A bunch up there, a bunch of buds. I mean, this thing is just loaded with buds. Let me show you this angle. It's a little better. There's a bunch there, and just this thing it's like I said, it's hard to see, but it's just loaded down with so many peach warthogs. So this is my UFO pepper. I have a buyer for these, so I'm about to pick these on Monday and send them out to him. I have some in the fridge. You can see there's some red ones down there, and about 40 of the purple. Beautiful variety. Try to get a better view. Sorry guys, it's hard to get into all this stuff. But yeah, we got some red ones down there, and we have another red one over here. This is a spicy paprika, and this thing, like I said, is just loaded down with. This has just pods just everywhere. You can just see that's just loaded with pods everywhere. Here's the sweets. We finally have some super heavyweights. Now this is a super heavyweight. It's a bell pepper that gets over 1.5 pounds, literally the size of a cantaloupe. And I'm not shitting you. I didn't think we were going to get any this year, but as you can see, we have a lot of little babies. Yeah, there's another one. A lot of little babies starting. And this one as well is a heavyweight. And you can see that one is a little bit bigger right there. It would be doing better. Next year I'm not going to be putting the plants in the middle, the super hots in the middle, because they grow up and they block all the afternoon sun. Well, these ones, like the Big Mama Mustard, the habanero, and all that, are blocking the morning sun. So these only get a very short period of time. That's why my color bell has nothing on it. It's just a total loss. I mean, it's got buds on it, but they just keep falling off. So it's a total loss because, as you can see, no sun. So I really need to maneuver these pots in different areas. Still keep it within the HOA guidelines, but move it where this box is going to get, my sweet box is going to get a lot more sun, because I could have had 10 times more of these sweets, but some are doing good, some aren't. You can see there's some bell peppers, in there. Now they're not very big. They're not very big, but we're getting some, and there's some more over there. Last year, guys, I got so many bell peppers. I had one that had like 15 to 20 on there, and that was over there because that side gets good sun. So it's, like I said, guys, I got to figure out what plants are smaller, which ones are bigger, which ones are going to work, which ones ain't. There may be some behind the shed. Got to really figure it out. So doesn't matter how many years you do it, guys, you always fuck up. Anyone that sits there and says, oh, I have the peppers down pat and I never mess up ever, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. Like Pepper Guru, Pepper Geek, all of them will tell you there is no end to making mistakes. You could have down and have a perfect year one year, or all but perfect, and then the next year, bam, you fuck up on certain peppers. And that's what I did. So I'm going to learn from it this year and just grow and keep going. This is a lunchbox pepper, or a baby bell. You got one starting to turn a little color there, and then, I mean, this thing is just loaded. I mean, look at them. That's just loaded down with baby bells. There's a bunch up here. This thing is loaded down over here. This is like resting up against the cage. Yeah, there's a bunch. Hard to see, guys, but a bunch of babies all through here, up in here. This is my Savinia habanero, and this guy is just got buds all over him, and it doesn't look like much here, but boom. And let me go even further. Bam, you know, this thing is just loaded to the hill. Gnats, get out of here. Just loaded to the hill with Savinia habaneros. This one is my Big Mama mustard, and look at them pods. Big, nasty, gnarly Big Mama mustards. I mean, these things are just big, gigantic, and nasty, and there are hundreds of them all over this thing. You know, babies all up in here, bunch of big boys everywhere. So that is, that plant I didn't think we were gonna, because Big Mama mustards take a long time, so I didn't think we were gonna get anything off of it this year. This is my Marconi. Definitely doing this again next year. Look at these. Bunch of Marconi peppers all over this thing. I mean, we got babies, you know, we got them right there. You know, we got a bunch of them just everywhere, and these guys, if they weren't so many on here, these would be like 12 inches long, because that's how long they're supposed to get. But as you can see, they're everywhere on this thing. It is just loaded down with at least 20 or 30 of these giant Marconis. This is my yellow monster, and I'm telling you guys, these things are gigantic. You know, these, let me try here. This camera does not do it justice at all. You know, so we got them, we got some small ones, we got some babies up here. There's another, where was it? There's another baby I saw. There's a little baby there. Yeah, I'm not sure. He's in here somewhere. I saw another one somewhere, but they're all through there. Then over here, this is a Sweet Sunrise, and we got some nice Sweet Sunrise bells on there. And like I said, this is there's some down in there. You know, this is a super heavyweight. But yeah, this is also my Pepperoncini, and this thing is just producing like crazy. I've already canned like 15 cans of Pepperoncinis, and there's just Pepperoncinis all over this thing, just everywhere. You know, some of them are about ready to be cut again. But yeah, they're everywhere in here. This thing is just huge. Babies everywhere. And there's more Big Mama mustards in there. This is my my Jimmy Nardello. This thing is just loaded with pods. You can see just big, gigantic, long pods. It's not a very big plant. You know, it's only about 2 feet tall, but it is just loaded in here with pods everywhere. Some of them starting to turn red. So yeah, this is definitely a wonderful pepper. Definitely growing these again. These I got a clip actually here in a few minutes, but these are all turning red. There's a bunch of big gnarly ones, and then little babies there, and so this one's not as big, but it's still producing good. This one's a little bigger. Now this guy's is supposed to be a sweet paprika. I don't know if it is, but look at the size of these pods. Oh my God. I mean, this is my hand, and this is literally, you know, as wide as my hand can go. You know, look at some of these. Look at some of these pods. I mean, this one's even longer. Look at the size of that thing. I can't even reach the whole way. That's easily, you know, 10 inches. And they're just everywhere on here. You know, there's a bunch of babies all through. This thing is loaded with these gigantic pods, and there's more up in here. And there's babies everywhere. There's another one right there. Let me get over here. Yeah, look how big these things are. I mean, these things are just big, gnarly, nasty. You know, even the babies are. Look at all them up in there. Bam. Another one there, you know. 2 more up in there. So I don't know what it is, but, you know, it's loaded, and if it's paprika, we're going to have a lot of paprika. But yeah, here's another look at the Sabinia habanero. This thing is just loaded down, starting to change color. There's a red one in there, you know, and you can just see there's just pods everywhere. And I have a buyer for these as well. You can see that's even going way over into this plant. Again, here's the Big Mama mustard. Guys, if you want to grow this plant, I recommend it, but I'm telling you, this thing gets very big, very wide, with these gigantic pods all over it. So if you want gigantic, big, gnarly looking pods that like weigh everything down, I mean, like, look at these, you know, just big, gigantic tails and just wonderful looking pods. And this thing is literally, you know, way over into my habanero. So it's just huge. So yeah, that's the garden. We're going to pick these Jimmy Nardellos. I had to triple tie this guy up here to the shed, to the pole, and to the Big Mama mustard, to which the Big Mama mustard's also attached to the cage. So it's not going anywhere, because once these pods get even bigger, that thing is going to be top heavy. And then next year we're going to maybe have some spots behind the shed. The problem with that, as you can see, it doesn't get much sun. So we're going to have to try moving them out here a little bit, utilize a little more of this room back here and not so much this room up here, and allow this box to get more light, because as you can see, the Marconi pepper right here is nice and tall. It's getting plenty of light, and it's got plenty of peppers on it. So if I could have got that with all my plants, I would have this amount of production on all of them. But the lunchbox is doing good. I only got 3 on the Sweet Sunrise, but I'll take it. I got about 4 to 6 on the super heavy, or the yellow monsters, and finally on the 2 heavyweights getting some on there. I don't expect too many because they are £1.50 each. Bell peppers, to me that's a loss, just because they're small, they're tiny, they're ridiculous, and the color bell is just, you know, gone. Lunchbox is packed. So, but now these you can see these pepperoncinis, you know, they just, guys, if you're going to grow more than one, I hope you have a lot of canning to do, because I've already canned like 14 jars, and I have another 40 in the fridge, and here in about 3 to 4 days I'm gonna have another 40. And they just keep producing. I mean, look, there's still more blooms on it. I've hit it with the tiger bloom. There's babies. But no, this yellow, or this peach warthog is doing good. All the peppers are for sale. We're going to be at the Fayetteville Antique Market here in late September with all these peppers. I have a few people that already took pre-orders, so if you want any, get them now. We take cash, check, money order, or Western Union only. We do not do Cash App. We do not do Zelle. We don't do any of that. We're old school. You know, if you want to do Western Union through Walmart, great. If you want to do cash, check, money order, you're going to get your peppers, you know. So however you want to do it, we can do a public meetup here in Fayetteville. You know, you give me the cash, I give you the peppers, whatever. But yeah, we basically, it used to be $1 a pepper, but we're now taking donations for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So basically, it's by donation only. So if you want 50 peppers, you do a donation of your choosing. But you have to match the peppers to, I mean, I can't give you 50 peppers and you say, oh, you made a donation, so $1. No. Come on, guys, it's for the kids. You know, if I'm going to give you 50 peppers, you give me at least 10, 15 bucks. You know, you got to make it worth my while. You know, I'm not going to give you 50 peppers for $1. You know, so if you want like 50 peppers and you're going to be like, oh, here's 10, 15 bucks, I'll take it. You know, it's fine. It's for the children. So it's a lot cheaper than it used to be. And yeah, if you want to taste the fruitiest, hottest warthog in the world, well, maybe not the hottest, but the fruitiest, in my opinion, then just hit me up. We're also going to have, we have canned goods. We have spaghetti sauce, homemade spaghetti sauce. We have homemade salsa, homemade pico de gallo. We got homemade salsa verde. We got homemade pickled pepperoncinis, pickled onions. They're candy onions, so they're pickled candy onions, really good. Oh, a little garlic, and it has some mustard seed in there, a little celery seed. Oh, delicious. We have red beets. All kind of stuff is going to be for sale. So we're going to be at the Antique Market on Friday and Saturdays in late September, mid to late September. The small jars are $5 or 2 for $8. And the big jars are $10 a piece or 2 for $16. So the bigger you buy and the more you buy, the more you save. So, but yeah, we'll have fresh produce. We'll have fresh peppers for sure. Maybe some fresh onions. And probably some fresh potatoes from a local grower that is supplying me with. Because I didn't get to do potatoes this year, but I will be doing them next year. Yeah, and canned goods, and we're just going to have all kind of stuff. So, yeah, come check us out at the Fayetteville Antique Market, mid to late September on Fridays and Saturdays. You won't be disappointed. But that's it for now. We'll check you up on another garden review here, update in a week or two. But I'm Jesse from Jesse Co. Peppers. You have a wonderful day. Thank you for viewing, and take it easy, y'all. Be kind. Peace.